And we're live on a Saturday. I am the hostess with the mostest, the High Priestess Phoenix. I am your spiritual healer, teacher, shaman, seer, oracle, lightworker, starseed, earth angel, mystic, medium, psychic, witch, yogi, guru, evangelist, North American Sybil. I am all over the place. I am your messenger god, first child of God, the Lilith reincarnated. The divine feminine here teaching the awakening. In order to keep up with me, you had to see what I posted on my community page and my latest live video. Don't forget my shorts. What are we talking about? Well, I'm supposed to just teach you something I got to download, and then I got kind of washed as I was coming through the cycle. What are we talking about? Psychic abilities. Oops, sorry, that was me. Give me a second. That was all me. We're talking about psychic abilities. In the Bible, they are referred to as the gift of discernment. And then, of course, you know, the sixth sense, which is senses beyond the typical 5 senses of perception, or whatever. I got that download, and then I have a book to go with it, and I'll put up a little picture. I have plenty of books to go with it. Now that I'm seeing it. As soon as I came in, I'd seen, I got flushed with energy. I'd seen the little chunker that I love so much. And I remembered, well, I saw him standing with his abuelita, we'll call her. And he was out of the stroller. I was like, oh, they let him out. And I was like, wait, you're not her. I was like, oh, did she give birth? The 11/7 baby was born. Little baby girl. 6/6. So I got, you know, first off, I love the little chunker, so I sent all my blessings, you know what I mean, their way, and I was doing a whole prayer as I was riding up the elevator, you know what I mean, over her and her daughter and her son, sending them all the blessings, and, you know, to have the blessings of Lilith, you know what I mean, that was one of those things, the anointing of Lilith over your life, and to call, you know what I mean, for me to sit there and call God and the divine in to bless this family and their future. By all powers given to me, I wish for the best for them. That's all I really can do. You know what I mean? I have the ability. My connection is my connection, and it works for, you know what I mean, me. And I can. The word I was going to say is petition the divine on behalf of mankind. But in certain circumstances, I don't believe that's it at all. You know what I mean? I was meant to see her. I was always meant to prey upon her children. I was always, and that's what I said, when you see her, tell her that the High Priestess Phoenix. She said, High Priestess. I was like, yes, I'm the spiritualist. We have a spiritual connection. That's all this is. And I was like, you know, if you don't tell her, this little chunker will. I love that little guy. He's so sweet. He's going to be such a blessing in this world. And that's it, too. He has a sister, too. You know what I mean? They're going to be blessings to this world. That's really what it is, you know, fuck, you guys are damned. I'm trying to clean up you know, but in the essence, it's the new generation. It's the blessing of the new generation. We hope that they won't carry the curses. That's all you can do. That's all you can do. But in essence, it's like it doesn't matter, you know what I mean? Like myself, as an earth angel, it's like we came in to clean up the generational curses for families that couldn't. In essence, they were carrying the curses of what we already had ourselves were, you know, it was our public service. It was the perfect life to fulfill our own, you know what I mean, karmatic fucking contracts. Anyways, so that kind of threw me off, and then I came in and I'm trying to like reground. But I originally saw before I got up here that we were going to talk about psychic abilities. So I'm going to put a card up here just so you have something to focus on. Unless you want to stare into the crystal ball. That could be always enlightening, I guess. You ever done it? Not really. I mean, I took it outside with me when I first got it, and I would light the candle and just play with it, and I'd drop it a lot. One time I did, and I just saw, what, the portals of time. I was like, this is annoying. Really? Do you see them? That's all I see in there. I can see them from here. Layers of time. There we go. Who am I? Told you. I'm your oracle. The all-seeing, all-knowing. What happens? Well, if you open your third eye large enough, you can see all too. As I came up here to do this, it's like, it's these lessons, especially this one, when I go into the magical practices and stuff like that, people get very, I wouldn't even say triggered, alarmed, uncomfortable, because first off, in the way of my teachings, you know for sure, I in fact have the fucking prophetic gifts. It makes you fearful and at the same time hateful because you don't seem to have them, and yet that's not my problem. I'm sitting here day by day teaching you how to develop them. So let's start with psychic development for beginners. I told you I had a book for this. And I have it also in most of my other books. We could look at it in the Black Arts, which I'm being guided to grab. And it's in my Wiccan book. But it's in the Bible. First Corinthians chapter 20 and 21 is what I see. How do you see that? Because I took a fucking picture, bro. I don't remember that shit. I looked it up before I got here. There were some other ones too. Where'd you go to? First Chronicles? Offerings for building the temple. Jesus, Lord, is we really about to do it? Where's that coming from? Earlier I told you I'm building God's fucking tabernacle. This whole fucking community. We built this city. It was lots of rock and roll. Hey, did you guys hear that song that was plaguing me at the end of that video? It was called Tears of Heaven. All I could hear it, and they were trying to force me to sing. I'm like, I'm not a singer. That was like the most fucked up karaoke moment of my life. My life be like... I do a lot of karaoke, but I want to make sure that I can actually sing it. That's like asking me to sing some fucking Whitney Houston fucking shit. What the fuck? No, she did it better. Those are not my chords. Stop playing with me. Anyways, Solomon anointed the king, the close of David's reign. What are we talking about, God? That's not rain. That was straight piss. Obadiah. The coming judgment of Edom. Come on, God. Just talking about Chronicles, bro. Corinthians? Was it first or second? Damn it, God. I'm in this big, bad book. Obviously, I read it. I got a lot of stuff highlighted in here. 1 Corinthians chapter 20, as in Adam died and Christ shall be re-alive. What the fuck is this? The last enemy destroyed. Well, it must have been 2 Corinthians chapter something. What chapter was it? God. The greatest gifts. Oh, okay. Here we go. I think so, right? Spiritual gifts, unity and diversity. That was chapter 12. Now concerning spiritual gifts, brethren, I do not want you to be ignorant. Oh, Lord is speaking to us. Are you ready? I know, there's a witch in front of you, and yet she speaks the word of Christ. Who's this? Hi, my name is... Who? My name is... What the fuck? This is like that Skinamax's Tales from the Crypts. What the fuck am I watching, dude? Am I high? Is there a witch preaching Jesus, dude? I'm so fucking high right now, right? No, wait, it gets better. We're going to talk some dirty talk, too. Let's talk about the dirtiness in the sheets. And I'm sure I'll cry. What fucking channel doesn't want me fucking on their fucking late? Dude, we need this on mainstream. Mainly, you can't really stream me because you don't own rights to this bullshit. You have no right, and truly, they won't give me the right to speak freely like this in public. That's why I'm gonna need my own television. I'm gonna need my own channel, my own wavelength, dude. Really? Yeah, it's like Sirius XM. Shut up, God. And then again, I always gave you the Apple, so maybe I need to be on Apple TV. I'm so creative, aren't I? I am the bridge of divine creativity. Just hold up there. That's what makes me happy. Yeah, every time I get in the cold, I gotta go pee too. Funny how that works. The coldness makes you... Funny how that works. Anyways, let's talk about your gifts of discernment. Alright, hold on. I can't read. I'm laughing till I cry. Where are we? 1 Corinthians chapter 12. Did you plan this? No. Prophecies and Tongues is chapter 14. Talk too much shit, don't I? Hey, make sure you close the door on the channel. I don't want this channel to go out there. right, let's jump down here. Verse 2. You know that you were Gentiles, carried away with these dumb idols. However, you were led. Therefore, I make known to you that there is no one speaking by the Spirit of God calls Jesus accursed. And no one can say that Jesus is Lord except by the Holy Spirit. There are diversities of gifts, but the same gift. I want to point out, I'm like a holy devout reader of this bullshit, and I got lots of notes to go with this bullshit. What are you looking for? You looking for the way of God? I'm teaching it right now. Hold on. Do I look like that? I mean, I can, pretty much, if I do on my eyebrows. Yes, I love it. Such a douchebag. Alright, move on. There are diversity of gifts, but the same Spirit. There are differences of ministries, but the same Lord. There are diversities of activities, but the same God who works in all. But the manifestation of the Spirit is given to each one for the profit of all. Can I get an amen? Amen. Meaning the witches, dude, you're no longer given, and I talked to the boys earlier about it. They're like heartbroken. Shut up, open your eyes. God has taken away their gifts because they're only using it to profit themselves. They're using those gifts to profit off of all. And that's what it is. They want to expand to all people. Hey, I can't wait for the Kardashians to fall. I was watching The House of Gucci, and I was like, damn, that's another terrible story. It started out so beautiful. It was like he left his dynasty to be with this woman. And if she wouldn't have shoved him back into it, being all greedy-weedy. Ugh, what a shit. I've watched so many of those dynasties fall throughout time. Theirs will, almost definitely. They'll be all poor and shit. Ugly kids and poor and all this shit, bro. These are a bunch of washed up fucking baby mamas, bro. Plastic girls, sex toys. You guys are idolizing. It's going to be a great fall. I love it. I was supposed to teach her. She doesn't want to learn. She's going to fall just as hard as her husband. They all will. I hear the Kanye song. Oh, sing the song, Kanye. Sing the song. No, not that song. I ain't saying she a goat. Not that one. Stop singing. Never mind. Shut up, Kanye. Praise God and all. Sorry. I like it. I like it. Anyways, for to one is given the word of wisdom through the Spirit. That means you speak for the wise. To another, the word of knowledge through the same Spirit. And that's what it is. Some people can have the thoughts. Some people have the words. To another, faith by the same Spirit. And that's me. You're just guided by faith. To another is the healings by the same Spirit. What am I? All of that. Why? Because I harnessed all of Christ. All of Him makes up all the good shit of me anyways. Otherwise, I will be... Hey, dude. His wife and a witch killed that bitch, dude. She's like, you better fucking do it or I'll put a spell on you. I was like, oh shit. Her best friend was a witch. Dude, Morgan did that all the time. We'd pull up with my altar in my car. She's like, dude, she's a witch, but she's a witch for Jesus. God bless you, as I give him the middle finger. I'm such an oxymoron. Am I the moron, or you are? God and his divine comedy. Aren't you glad he put me in the script? Otherwise, this would just be terrible times. Where would the love be if I wasn't here? I love this shit. I love it. All right, let's move on. To another, the workings of miracles. I mean, they're not mine. They're God's. I just say them. To another, prophecy. That's what I mean. There, it was already said. To another, discerning of spirits. You talk to the spirits? Yeah, that makes me a medium and shit. To another, interpretation of tongues. Well, that's also psychic abilities. That means that I can read non-body language. But as far as what you're saying, are you speaking English? What the fuck are you talking about? I'm working on my Sanskrit and my Latin currently. I really only wanted to learn French. What is all this? Konnichiwa. Bring that in too. Sure, why not? Fucking shit. I'm going to be speaking Egyptian in no time at all. But one of the same Spirit works with all of these, distributing to each one individually as he wills. And that's what it is. You can have all of the gifts, or some of the gifts, but it's what you're really gifted with. And that's really what it is. Each of you need to learn what your gifts are, what the Spirit's trying to, you should know what's your strongest chakra. What's your strongest chakra? I don't know. What's your favorite color? Is it that simple? Pretty much. It's pretty basic. Alright, let's see. The greatest gifts. Though I speak this is chapter 13. We're just moving on to some shit. Though I speak with the tongues of men and angels, I have not love. I have become sounding brass or clanging cymbal. What is this? And though I have the gift of prophecy, I understand all mysteries and knowledge. And though I have faith, so I could remove mountains, but I have not love. I am nothing. What is it? Yeah, I think so. Let me see what my phone's at. It was pretty sad earlier. I was watching movies. Go ahead, you could take it. I'll burn it off for you. I love you more than myself.
I'm sure you do.
Mwah. Alright, anyways, excuse me. And though I have all the gifts, but I have not love, I am nothing. And though I bestow all my goods to feed the poor, and though I give my body to burn, I have not love, it profits me nothing. Love suffers long, and it is kind. Love does not envy. Love does not parade itself. It's not puffed up. Does not behave rudely. Does not seek its own. Is not provoked. Thinks no evil. Does not rejoice in iniquity, but rejoices in the truth. Bears all things. Believes all things. Hopes all things. Endures all things. Love never fails. But whether there are prophecies, they will fail. Whether there are tongues, they will cease. Whether there is knowledge, it will vanish away. For we know in part, and we prophesy in part. But when that which is perfect has come, then that which is in part will be done away. When I was a child, I spoke as a child. I understood as a child. I thought as a child. But when I became a man, I put away childish things. For now we see in the mirror, dimmingly, but then face to face. Now I know in part, but then I shall know just as I also am known. And now abide faith, hope, love. These three, but the greatest is love. Chapter 14. Pursue love and desire spiritual gifts, but especially that you may prophesy. For those who speak in tongues do not speak to men, but to God. And that's really it is. That's what that really is talking about, is having conversations with God in the spirit, to be in the spirit realm. So I guess actually we're not talking about psychic abilities, we're talking about necromancy. And that's exactly what I said. I was like, as soon as we start this, it ends up starting with the spirits and necromancy. Who's guiding you? Do you know God directly, or is it the dead? The people, the ancestors, those that walk the earth before us, that come to speak to us. Stupid. Sorry, I know where this is going. I mean, I'm going to try to teach you, but this is what happens, dude. I'm serious. I have a whole documentary to show you. All I started doing was working on my fucking thoughts and my fucking feelings. Next thing you know, I was talking to fucking dead people, and I was becoming psychic, and I was becoming a witch. It all happened way too fast, bro. It happened way too fast. I think. I felt like I was gone for fucking 7 years, bro. I was gone for 4 weeks. The amount of fucking spiritual experiences that were shoved into a 24-hour day in those 4 weeks was like a lifetime. The things I learned, you know what I mean? I mean, since the beginning, I was given crystals that I kept, a big-ass one, twice the length of this one in width, that I carried on my fucking bra. Oils. I started carrying, you know what I mean, all of this. I had no idea what was happening, but the second I started fucking with my mind, I needed spiritual protection immediately. And then it happened. I can't even tell you how fast it happened. It wasn't the fucking mushrooms, bro. It wasn't the fucking mushrooms. I was not talking to fucking dead people when I was dealing with my fucking brain. And I never took enough that it was going to have long-term fucking effects, dude. I still have them. I carry them for emergencies, dude, so that I could turn off my psychic abilities, or at least turn down the sensitivity, bro. I could walk in a crowd and not feel everybody and hear everybody and all of that. No, bro, I'm serious. You start working on your conscious and you are immediately casted into the spirit realm. And that's exactly what I tried to tell you last night with dealing with the fucking aliens. How'd I ended up with aliens, bro? Conscious beings. So you call them dead, but they're conscious beings outside of your conscious 3D reality, but still very consciously here. Jesus is not motherfucking dead. And I could go on and on about how active their spirits are in our world and how identifiable they are through other people, how they live on. It's unreal. I want to teach you this because it happened to this whole book. As soon as God anointed a fucking person, bro, they were met with either God in some form or guided by Holy Spirits and angels. The voice of God. Some of them said spirits, some of them said angels, whatever. The higher power started speaking with them. Women by nature always had this. Because they were by nature through feelings, not by thoughts. It's not in your logical mind. So as you go through the divine feminine awakening and you sort out your thoughts, there's nothing but spirit there waiting for you. Your higher self, which is your own spirit to be discovered, as it works through, your fleshly self, you know what I mean, empowering you and showing it how this was always you and, to embrace you. But then the Spirit of God is right there and all of your other soul, tribe, family of spirits that have always went through time with you. If you weren't here, you'd be on the other side guiding your family and friends. Would you not? Would you not stay right next to them? Your children and your closest members, you'd never leave them. They don't leave us. Even when they take form, because they can't fit the whole higher self there. So a part of them stays in the spirit realm guiding you. Like Pac is here with me, but he's not just here with me. And if he was to take form, and that's it, I'm here as the Lilith. But Lilith is still the active divine feminine force that's running through everybody and everything. I just harness, you know what I mean? My incarnation is just a small fragment of my being. Still accessible. You can still contact my spirit, my higher self. You know what I mean? Or you could literally talk through me to get to. That's just kind of how that works. So in order to talk to God, we show you. The Spirit of God was in all things. So, I mean, like, he doesn't have a form. He came in absolutely all forms, which is us. He experiences life through us and our choices of free will. He knows what's right. He'll do what's right every time, but we get to choose different pathways of what, right could be for us, given our experience. That's that fucking free will shit. And we get to see what he's watched since the beginning of time, what people would do with his power. If I had God power, because that's what it is. Oh, Lucifer and the angels wanted, he lost half his family trying to be gods. Oh, everybody wants to be God. Fine, I'll give you all my power. Let's see what you do with it. And that was me. Tell him what to do. Lilith gave you the apple, the knowledge and wisdom of the gods. What am I doing here? Same thing. God Almighty. Alright, moving on. Prophecies and shit. Fuck off. The risen Christ. Faith, reality. I'm supposed to read this. Why? I don't know. Chapter 15. Moreover, brethren, I declare to you the gospel which I have preached to you, which also you received, in which you stand, by which also you are saved, if you hold fast that word which I preached to you, unless you believed in vain. For I delivered to you first of all that which also received, that Christ died for our sins according to Scripture, and that he was buried, and that he rose again on the third day according to Scripture. How many of you guys have heard this your entire fucking life? But do you believe it? Do you believe that God can raise a spirit from the dead? And that he did it with this particular one? We're going into the Christmas spirit. And that's what the whole story is about. It's not about anything else. The whole story about Christ is his resurrection. The prophecy and the resurrection. That he said it would be done, and it happened. I heard a whole fucking frequency go through my head right there. I need to point out to you one more time. We are in the Revelation, tribulation times. Everybody is coming to revelations. We are all going through our tribulations. This shit was fucking prophesized. And so it's being done. They needed you to understand this so long ago. He sent prophets. He sent, again, oracles, myself. He sent people all the time to tell you about the future to be. So you could plan for it, but you could build for it. So you could actually walk into it. And that's what it is. I spoke about it all today, about how I have this whole vision for his whole super tabernacle, temple, whatever the fuck he wants. Really? Mm-hmm. He sends his angelic order to create divine creations here for humanity, to make their lives better. I mean, in essence, we get to bear the fruit after it's done, but do we live long enough to see our works finish? And that's where the Holy Spirits are here, waiting, you know what I mean, having us finish their work for them. Making sure that their legacies and dynasties live on. Pac lives on. Kobe lives on. The fucking Kardashians are going to die in this era. That shit is not going to live on. That way of life for women is never going to make it past the dark days. We will never do this to women again. This is the divine feminine awakening. We're taking away all of that sexism. We're restoring our women to their rightful places of power and putting their fucking clothes back on. You useless sacks of flesh. Picked and poked and full of fucking plastic. I'll pop you. Literally. Pop that bag and then watch it fucking boil poison into your body till you die like septis. A bunch of bags of fucking silicone. Time bombs waiting to go off in your little perfect bodies. Come near me. Come near me. I'm the voodoo witch. I carry the fucking pins and needles. You better walk on fucking eggshells around me, bitches. All that fucking look at me type shit. Look at you, you filthy whore. That's all the love you get is an I wanna fuck you, Jonica. That's all you get. That's the only love you're getting from men and women in this lifetime, is an I wanna fuck that bitch. Because that's what you're made of flesh and bones. You're a sex toy. You're nothing but an object that looks pleasing to the eye. No depth. Something to please your flesh and put aside. That goes down. It's going down to get that from the celly cells, bro. From the fucking genetic makeup of these. And they don't even have it. These are ugly broads without plastic surgery. Remember Kylie Jenner? She had her big fat fucking, you know what I mean, egghead. Or no, it wasn't even. It's like a fucking, it was like a whole square. It was like Metatron's cube. Just like her dad before he became a woman. Whoever their fucking plastic surgeon is, his legacy is them. He created that dynasty of come fuck me bitches. And they try to spread it as power to other little girls. That making them powerless because nobody does anything with them but fucking hump and dump a bunch of bitches that run around in Skims clothing. Can I get an amen? Kanye, what'd you do? Hump and dump? Slap that booty. Move on. Yeah, so enough of that. Anyways, going back to your vein and blah, blah, blah. And that didn't go so well with the resurrection of Christ. See, I mixed some dirty shit to it. But that's really it is. If you can believe that story, then why can't you believe God's power? If God has the power to save you from death, then why can't he provide you life? That's the whole point of the guidance, is to guide you through life. But you don't want his guidance. You want to do it your way. Hey, I am the founder of that motherfucking lifestyle. But as the founder of all time and this and that, I'm telling you, you're wasting your motherfucking time. You can fuck around and find out, or you could just find out that God was right the whole time. He's doing a bit much. You can test God, but in testing God, you're just putting yourself through unnecessary tests. God is great, and he does all great things. You want to see that, you know what I mean? You want to see that you know better, and you do better, and you don't need God, well, then you're not going to get any better at nothing. Realistically, yeah. So let's leave Jesus alone and go to the making of the stones. Nope. The chariot card. What do we turn to? Love in both multiplication and protection is the complete work of its new beginning. Love, Alpheus Delvey said, is one of the mythological images of the great secret and the great agent, because it is the one expressed. Because it at once expressed an action and a passion, a void and a plenitude, a shaft and a womb. In the royal marriage of multiplication, the one becomes two, and the two are united. That's it. The holy union, there's none between you because there's no love. It's not based on love. Going back to Jonica and Russ. They have love for each other because they've spent time together. It's like a roommate situation. Yeah, and I'm sure that they have, very lustful sex. But this isn't love. The multiplication of their fucking decision is going to cause devastation. They don't create children out of love, just like Kanye and fucking Kim. That wasn't love that created those children. The one becomes two, and the two are united. The union of the yod and the hay and the tetragrammaton, the lovers and the tarot. The wedding of sulfur and mercury stands in the fruitful union of all the opposites, which are the containers in the stone. From the union of the two comes the feuddating power of the third, and the projection of the Pope card, which is the Hierophant. And the stone is mingled into the base metal, which is the alchemical parallel to the action of the Holy Spirit projected into the waters of Genesis. What are we talking about? The trip of ascension through the tarot cards that I teach you all the time. As you take this trip of ascension, you come into holy union. And that's how I explain it as I read tarot. I don't read it in love like that. And that's what you're supposed to do. Tarot was supposed to be an ascension path, a divination path, a guiding tool to your own self-healing journey and your spiritual evolution. You can look at fucking Wolfman and see he's not being guided by a spirit, and he's not at all spiritually evolved. He just takes in lots of information and tries to project the information. He's just a court recorder, and then he goes out there like a newspaper and wants to spread it out on the internet. That's not what this is. And again, I try to teach you all the time, why am I the most powerful? Because I use the most powerful power that God had, which is love. Your hateful fucking spells will never touch me. I have too much love for myself. They can't enter a fucking field of positivity. Now, when I'm negative and you send a negative fucking spell at me, what does that mean? You only push my negativity to the top because I'm programmed by design that any negativity I alchemize into love. I'm a whole spaceship of love. Even when I get hateful, I have nothing but love. It's outrageous. It's bursting. I got most of it off by giving it to Bobby. I swear to God on everything holy, I don't know what he's doing with all that shit inside of him, but that shit crushed me. I have so much fucking love for you. I have nowhere to put this. I can't pretend to give it to someone else. I just needed to give it to him, bro. And it wasn't about sex, but that was a form of giving love. Now you have all my love. How the fuck are you gonna handle it? And that's where it is. Fucking love. You have no idea how powerful love is. It's not a controllable force. You have to learn how to channel it. That's the Queen of Cups that can manifest all things. I've got to put this energy somewhere. I'm so inspirational. I've got so many. I just want to make things better. You're full of so much joy and hope. Love. Love. I guess I'm seeing this version of like the closest thing you guys ever witnessed of love is a crush. Yeah, it crushes you. It goes much further than that. It becomes unconditional love. At first you try to put conditions on it, but it becomes so much further than that. And that's how I can channel. That's why all my magic is so impenetrable, because it's sealed with a kiss of love. I do it from love. I don't do it because, you know what I mean? I always make jokes. It's like, don't make me put your fucking name on a candle. I can't. I don't have hate. I don't have anger. I don't have resentment. I definitely don't have fucking jealousy. I don't have envy. Now, those things can be triggered because they are real parts of a human being to carry that inside of you. So the outside world can bring up those shadow parts of me that do exist, but I know how to nurture them or not give into them, but to lay them to rest. And you don't become a master without that kind of self-discipline, without giving into shit like addiction, gossiping, greed, fucking, all of this shit. It's lots of years of training. And to be like me, you spend every day, all day, every day, focused on nothing but your own training. And in the beginning, that's all it was, bro. I found out something was seriously wrong with me, and I was more afraid of what this was going to do in my future. I was trying to have a fucking career, a stand-up career in Spotlight. And now the lights are on, and I realize I'm suffering from a personality disorder. I don't have full control of my life, and I'm scared of what this could do. I don't even know what it's done in the past. So I start evaluating it. And it takes me longer than I ever thought it was going to take me. But as I started, I would say within 3 to 6 months, by the help of the Holy Spirit, I was able to get past the conscious, and now I was just working with calming it, watching it trigger, and dealing with the inner child all the time. Right? The things that would happen, you know what I mean? When these things would happen in real life, when a trigger would happen, an altered ego of mine would just handle it like nothing ever happened. And we got to witness how I would handle things. A great example is Russ. I haven't seen the footage, but it's unreal. It's a stand-up act that you see happen inside of me, but it's not an act. I really shut down and act like nothing happened, because nothing happened, and they keep trying to bring me back to it. And that's an example of how I made it through my whole life. These unbelievable things would happen, and I would literally just shut down like it never happened. And that's where we dig up all this shit. So as you're working through your mind, you're doing it from your heart. You're trying to have love for yourself for this, because, if you don't, you're just going to hate yourself all the way through this. And that's a huge part of it. You don't understand yourself, and you're pretty disgusted with yourself and the life you've created for yourself. That's how I started. Really loathing, hateful. I didn't have any reason. I just didn't like what I was discovering about myself. And I wanted to just be better. That's all. I just want to be better. I just want to be a better person. I don't want to be hateful. I don't want to be isolated. I don't want to be mean. And now I'm like, dude, I fucking love my isolation. My hateful ways are hilarious. And I'm a bit mean. I didn't understand myself. I didn't understand why I acted that way, why I talked that way, why I didn't get along with people, why I was the way I was. And that was the self-discovery. And as I learned myself, I learned how to fine-tune myself with love. So I became full of love. But in the beginning, it wasn't that. It was love for another person. They kept happening. I didn't fall in love, bro. I had these unbelievable twin flame awakenings where I was just filled with unbelievable love for absolute fucking strangers. Don't get me wrong, I knew Eminem my whole life listening to his music, but I wasn't a fucking stan. By no fucking means. I owned one of his albums. I listened to his music as it came on, but never bought a ticket to the show. I won tickets to his show, but I never did none of that shit, bro. I wasn't one of those. Lewis Hamilton, I'd been watching him for probably 2 years, 2.5 years, before this unbelievable love came over me for him. And I just loved the game. He wasn't even like, oh, he's the best. He wasn't even on my radar, dude. For real, for real, for real, for real. Ali Gate, I had no idea. None of these, just absolute, you know what I mean? Maybe some of them on the surface. Kanye? Who the fuck loves Kanye, bro? The fuck? I wasn't a Kanye fan. I'm still mad at him for Taylor Swift. For real? Dude, unbelievable amounts of God's love and admiration for them. If I could look back at it, it's like, you know, if I look back in those messages, which they're gone on my side, you know this. Those messages are from God, bro. I see Eminem. Back to Marilyn Monroe. Bro, we know those were Marilyn Monroe that was talking to you. Those messages from God. And that's what I said. I couldn't understand why God was putting so much of me into Russ. Until I finally realized God loves you, bitch. Like, he loves you more than he loves me almost. He uses me to love you. He wants you to know how important you are through me. That's what's in those messages, guys. That's God telling you. How could I know? Because he shows me through my heart how wonderful you are and how important you are and how great you are and what he's made you throughout time and the purpose he has on your life. I know you don't see it. Nobody can. It's from the heart. He showed me. I didn't see you like that either. And I'd be arguing. I'm like, are you sure? I don't see this, God. No, I feel it, bro. I feel his love for everyone. Strangers. I'll meet a stranger and I can feel their ancestors of how much they love it. They love these people. I can feel your spirits. I could see them. They just love you, bro. You are like an absolute starseed to God. All of you with all your fucked up flaws and shit. He's perfecting you. He didn't ask you to be perfected. He's perfecting you throughout time. He's been working with you since the moment he created you. He saw you in his existence, and he spoke you into life. And then you took that life, and you've been living. And when you finish your life, he gives you another one. He loves you. And that's where my love for you came from him. I told you it wasn't mine. I didn't fall in love with you. I don't even like you. I tell you all the time, motherfuckers. But that's where it is. It's an unyielding love. Not just, it started with them, and that's where I had to break my ego. No, I don't like this guy. I can't fucking stand this guy. Don't make me. Oh, right now, for the longest, for like the last 3 months, it's been fucking Wolfman. He fucking irritates my fucking flesh. And you're like, oh, but you loved him in the beginning. Yeah, that's how it always starts. You like really like them in the beginning. I can't fucking stand you. If you don't fucking go away, as much as I'm doing this has been pretty much, you know, all of them. Like, you filthy fucking guy. God damn it, God. You don't feel that way about Kanye West? I don't really feel that way too much about Kanye. Uncle Nasty over there has got my fucking flesh feeling so gross. You fucking disgust me. I can't look at you. That was Russ. Did you try to do a love spell on me? Is that why I hate you so much? That's usually what happens. Did you try that? You probably did. You're such a pathetic motherfucker. Those things backfire, and I really hate people when they do that. I might have liked you, but now I really loathe you. I don't think so. I think this is just genetically from the beginning of time. I never liked Hades. You're gonna try to make me fall in love with you again? Not in this lifetime. Just kidding. Alright. None of this has to do with anything. We went to the same shit. Let's get out of there and talk about your psychic abilities that come with all this bullshit. That's what happened, bro. I have a whole documentary to show you. I was just like you, dude. Just trying to work through my mind. In the middle of a fucking career. I had a midlife crisis. It wasn't just Christ I met, bro. That was the creepy part. There was no teaching in all my book and all my Bible of what was happening to me. I had to look outside of my understanding. And that's where I was guided. All right, let's talk about psychic abilities for beginners. An easy guide to releasing and developing your psychic abilities. I'm just going to pick a page. Where do we go to? Exercise 28. Finding your career path. All right, you don't know how to do these. Finding the best use. You don't know how to go to the beach of time. I guess everybody's looking for their purpose. Do not combine these exercises into one. Don't get lost in time. It's the abyss. All right, astral travel. Let's talk about that. Chapter 13, astral travel. On page 133, case number 19. All right, some people are able to leave their bodies, travel to distant places, and bring back information gained in their excursions. That's what I do. All day? Pretty much. I'm really not very grounded in my body. My body's set. In order to do that, your body has to be completely still and not moving. So it looks like, that's what I said, I'm the most ain't doing shit bitch in the physical, but I am the busiest fucking spirit. Because as I set this body down to rest, bro, I'm doing anything but resting in that time. I'm wrestling time is what I heard. Most people are like me. We can go on occasional out-of-body excursions while asleep and wake later with the reconciliation or the recollection of the experience. I have not yet learned how to travel out of body while awake. How are you going to teach them something you don't even know? So I'm not able to teach you how. What I do is mentally project myself to where I want to be, which is a technique I teach in this book. Yeah, visualization is pretty much how it works. I can do that at any time. Really, I do it especially on cold or hot days. I'm like, all right, I'm not here. I can put my body, you put your mind mentally somewhere else, and then you can feel your body, depending on how strong your focus is. If I tell myself I could feel the cold breeze right now, it is no warmer in San Diego right now. It is fucking cold on the beach right now. How cold? Fucking cold, dude. That breeze, I still need my winter jacket if I was on the beach right now. Really? Yeah. That's it. Take your mind to the beach. Now feel it. Oh, it's fucking freezing. Put your jacket on, bro. It's fucking freezing. It's no warmer in San Diego right now. Just stay where you are. Where is it warm right now? Africa. But I guess it's probably always warm around there. But it's not. It's still breezy. It's not sweaty. There's still a breeze, which they're finding. I can see them, you know what I mean, closing their eyes and feeling the breeze upon their face. It's not, their shirt's not sticking to their back at this current moment. But that's what that means, is putting yourself mentally somewhere and allowing that experience to come over you. Really? Yeah, but so I can travel to places here. I could do that too, but I don't purposely try to go to places in time. I'm guided through places through time. Really? I don't be like sitting there in my little time rocket. I'm like, all right, I'm going to light this joint and I'm going to go back and talk to Marie Antoinette. Like, no, I don't focus on where I'm going. I just go with the flow. Because that's where it's flowing. So the flow actually is, you can go to a specific time, supposedly, if you wanted to, but that's not useful. You want to be in this time and see the reflection of this time played out in all time, so you know where you are in time. Really? That's what happens. All I do is sit in the present, but in the present I can see the past and the future of what this time is. What is time? The rotation of planets, not really the day or the week or the hour. But it will be, I suppose. I've had one out-of-body encounter which I will share with you. Case number 19, her out-of-body encounter. All right. One of my early psychic teachers was a very pretty young woman named Marcia. She was a natural psychic and had been doing out-of-body astral traveling at will for as long as she could remember. She was in her teens before she realized that she was unusual, that not everyone was like her. Marcia was conducting a series of lectures which I attended. This goes on forever. She had taught us how to reach theta. I knew it. I'm going to have to pull that card. That's a light card, but we're going into the light. And we are all in this. When we are all in that state, closed eyes, while she talks to us from the front of the room. I remember this. We've already read this story. She astral travels, and I tell you that I can do that. I heard her voice move from the side of the room, then down to where I was seated. Then, in an instant, her voice was inside of my head, and my entire body felt bloated. After about 15 seconds, her voice moved to in front of the room, and I no longer felt bloated. Did anyone have any unusual experiences in theta? No hands went up. Yeah, and I knew I should have raised my hand, and I thought I was being foolish. Yes, one person did have an unusual experience. Marcia continued, will you tell us about it, Bill? So I was in my imagination, I said, and related my experience. Marcia smiled. She explained that she had gone out of her body, walked over to me while her physical body remained at the front of the room, sat down inside of my body for a short while. I have half-heartedly tried astral travel techniques that are described in several books with no success. Why is that? I'm not going to go into this too much. Because you're still too much in your body. You're too much still in the awareness of yourself. You're still wearing yourself. You can't get out of yourself until you deal with yourself. Really? By freeing yourself, you're free of the context of your mind. And that's working through the thoughts of the self. I said I was going to teach you psychic abilities. Let me go back into this and we'll talk about some astral traveling. It's in here, I'm sure. Give me a second. In the black arts. Oh, it's the guy. Really? Yeah, somewhere in here, I would imagine. Necromancy, psychic attacks, lords of darkness, astrology, natal, mundane. Come on, bitches. Just tell me. I mean, I can read it to you in everywhere, but that's pretty much what it is. What is this? The devil. The origins of Satanism. Witchcraft. Let me see, give me a second. Ritual magics, necromancy, psychic attacks. Yeah, and that's when you start talking to the dead. You're in the land of the spirits. And it's just like Constantine, they recognize. In any realm that you enter in, consciously or unconsciously, you're at the whim of that reality. And that's why you got to be dangerous with, or that you got to be careful with astral traveling. If you're not someone like me that has the black card, you can get stuck in realities where there's a part of you that's not in the present. Like you're never really focused anymore. Your mental, emotional, or physical body is not grounded because you're not, you know what I mean? There's a part of you that's stuck in the dreamland. Really? I set traps out there. People used to travel through there. I set traps out in the astrals. And they get fucked. I can't reverse it. I don't really do reversal magic like that. What is it? People like to come and, you know what I mean, fuck with you while you're sleeping. When you're in the astrals. I'm there all damn day. And that's where it was. When I met Wolfman, I knew he was a dark practitioner. I told him I'd meet him in the astrals. Which is, you know, my spirit versus your spirit. Fuck our flesh. I'll leave this body right now and I'll meet you in the spirit. And that's what I tried to explain to you too, is like if I wanted to hang out with my twins or anybody, if I wanted to, I could just project myself over there. Geometry. I'm still looking. Paths of Tarot. Splendid Lights. Kabbalah, Name of Powers. I was hoping it was in here. I know it's in my Wiccan book. But that's what astral traveling is, and that's, again, it's all done in the conscious. It all starts with the basics. I'm the gatekeeper of this as the goddess of the moon, and, you know, the whole ascension is through the moon, from Earth to the moon, right? So you have to go through this is so simplistic, bro. You have to go through your feelings and emotions to get over here to communicate what your heart is speaking. If you can hold down these are your chakras, then you can move up to your virtues where you're taking action and expansion. If you can handle this, then you can get up. As you get higher to this is your evolution to freeing your spirit over and over and over again. It's a cycle. It's not just, you know, one and done. That's for fucking sure. And that's what we do all the time. And that's where it says is people can astral travel to other places and bring that information into our reality. That's what it means to be an oracle. What do you see in the future? And I don't really care about the future. The future is done. We're looking towards the past because the past is currently playing out. We need to understand the past and how it's playing out so we can break it to have this future that's proclaimed. What's standing in our future? The fucking past! We're replaying time. That's why I sit here and I watch time replay. Alright, so now that we've seen that we've always do this, what can we do differently to have a different outcome? Otherwise, it's going to be the same shit next year. So we make micromanaged moments of time where we change outcomes. In a past life, I always did this, but now in this life, I changed it. So that erases the timeline of all the past lives. Now you're on a new timeline. But then you're going to be faced with a past challenge that you'll either pass or continue to keep going around until you pass that challenge, and you're jumping strings of time. Little by little, you're erasing time and changing time. Otherwise, you're just fucking repeating it. That's all we do until we learn our lessons. Oh, you didn't learn it in this life? Well, we'll give you a new life to learn all that. For real? Yeah. You got many lives to go. For those of you that don't learn it, this is my last life. I'm done with time. Really? Yeah. Names and numbers. I guess I'm not going to be able to teach you that, but I taught you plenty. Gave you an hour about all kinds of shit. I think it was really poetic how we started with the Bible and ended up in the dark arts and psychics. Why? Because it is all connected. And that's where mental health, emotional health, medicine, and science come in. Science, medicine, and religion were divided by man, but they were all given by God. And that's the same as, you know what I mean, music, fashion, and art. They're divided by man, but they're all given in the same context. When you sit down with, when the Holy Spirit sits down, it's those people in all of those areas of life. And that's the dominions. The dominions of all life are, it's all in coordination. And that's the earth card at the end of the journey, when you realize the interconnectedness of everything. That you're not a part, but an integral part of life. You've always been part of life, you know what I mean? And the role you play as a significant part on time. Every time. So it's important to change time. If you don't know what to do, guys, the best guidance I can give you is to not do what you've always done. When you're in a moment, and you're always in these fucking moments, and you're like, fuck, why does this always happen? Don't do what you always do. And this won't happen again. But if you always bail yourself out of these moments the same way, then you're always digging yourself the same grave. Obviously, the way you bail out is not a bailout. It's just guaranteeing you're going to be right back there. Example is me. I've been here before, bro. I have the memories that are popping up on my Facebook. It started in October when I went into my first shelter in Butler, Pennsylvania. From there, I made it to California, and I had to stay in another shelter. From California, I made it to Colorado. I had to stay in another shelter. After that, I worked very hard and became very successful. I know that what I did worked, but it didn't. So this time, I am repeating time, but being guided to let God show me the right way to make this stick, where I'll never end up here again. But I had to end up here to see the mistake I had made before. And to have respect for who I was. And fine-tune it. I was a fucking bitch. I didn't have any fucking compassion, understanding, I didn't care about nobody but my own situation. And fuck all of you, I don't care what made you here. I need to get out of here. I don't care who I gotta step on. I gotta get the fuck out of here. I'm better than this. I'm not gonna be homeless. I'm not one of these girls. I'm not you bitches, bro. I'm not you. I'm not you. I'm not you. I never accepted that I was one of them. And I had to prove I wasn't. Some of us, and for my reason, for all good reason, I have to repeat many layers of time here in the flesh. I have to show you, and I can show you. This is me and Adam playing out right now. This is me and Lucifer playing out right now. This is me and fucking Hades playing out right now. This is me and fucking Odin playing out right now. This is me and we're playing time. The difference is this time I recognize it and I'm going to do something different. I'm going to break this curse of time. And that's really what it is, Groundhog Day. If I didn't figure out how to fucking get close to him and love him, I would keep running from him, trying not to love him. That was not working. I had to find another way, which was ultimately just give in to what my mind said I shouldn't do. And then you look back, if you would have just gave in and met up with him sooner, do you think that you could have saved yourself all of this? No. Because realistically, mentally, I wasn't ready. I had to go through all of that. What?
After your reading, can we quickly go to Target and get chips?
Yeah. Put some clothes on though, because it's fucking freezing outside.
I know.
I had to wrap my hair up. I was like, oh my god, it's so cold. I had to put my hair in my beanie. It was so cold. I was like, oh my god, it's cold. Is it really? I don't know. It was just shocking for me. I jumped out of a very hot shower and got out in the cold. And I was like, oh my god, I'm gonna die. It's so cold out here. Really? No, I don't know. My skin's thin. I'm getting old. I'm as old as time. You're not gonna know who you were in time until you figure out who you are this time and who you're not. This isn't about figuring out who you are. It's about taking all the shit off that you're not. People said I was all these things and I believed them, bro. And I wore it like it was true. Because, you know, they said it, so that's what I am. Yeah, I'm a bitch. Well, then I'm going to be the biggest bitch there ever was, and I'm just going to be a bitch. Because you say I'm a bitch, I'm going to be the biggest, baddest bitch you ever saw. I'm not really a bitch. I mean, I could be the biggest, baddest bitch, but ultimately underneath it all, the shadow part of me is I'm the most caring, loving person, the kindest person ever. I just wear a really good bitch suit, just like Marshall. He's not really a bitch. He's not a dick. He's not real strong. He's not real mean. He's not any of that. And that's what it is you realize what you're not. And by taking off what you're not, you figure out who you really are. And by figuring out who you are, that's where the soul becomes free in that expression. When you stop being what you're not and start being what's true to your heart, that's how you find it out. Now, me, as Isis, I don't know if I'm the only one, but I am the keeper of the Akashic records where I can recognize you from other time because I am the keeper of time. And that goes back to not just Isis, but Kali, the goddess of time. It's not real. I am just the goddess that's been around since all time. God created himself and two in the very beginning. But before that, before he put us in this time, we still had the same purpose in all time. Really? I've been God's goddess in all time and in all places and on all planets. It was only Lilith that didn't do her job. As soon as I got free will, I was out. I took that. I was like, you bailed on him? I lived my life, not what he wanted me to do. And now I'm here and I have to refill that contract because I've already done it a million times. Now I got to do it, here. I've gone to millions of fucking planets and done this. Been his goddess, been his divine feminine, been him in the female form for his beings. That's why the outside beings know me. They know me as mother. It's funny, right? The orphan as mother. But I am, as he is father, he created me as his mother. Which is just a loving energy. When you think about it, it's like, what was Jesus? Was he really his son? Or more like the most loving, mothering, nurturing energy he could ever send to humanity? Same with Buddha. Same with Gandhi. Same with Mother Teresa. They were in form, but were they not the most loving? And that's that divine feminine. A nurturing man? Jesus Christ. Can you think of anything more holy than a loving man? Wow. And that's what men seek, is a loving woman. The power, that lovingness. It may start with a person. You may have this unbelievable love for a person that pushes your limits. Like you may be initiated into the twin flame journey, like some of us, and it's nothing to be romanticized because it's very hard to the mind. It breaks your flesh. You're going to be attracted to somebody that you would never. And that attraction is going to teach you to break down all your conditions of why you could never love a person like this. And he might do it with one person, or he might teach you that unconditional love with many, because ultimately he wants you to learn. And so, I have 12 plus 2. Why do you always say it like that? Because that's the way I was told to say it. That's how it's written in time. She has her 12 and her plus 2. Meaning the 12, and I brought 2 of my own. Who? Alistair for sure. Brought his ass. Apparently Carl Young, if you ask me. I brought 2 with me from the... I brought 2 with me. Do I get a +1? No, I get +2. Really? Yeah, nobody saw that. I was gonna bring in some baggage. What's in the bag? My +2. You got room for me and Pac and Kobe? I mean, it could be a lot of +2s. But everyone, that's just really what it is. This is your time. They brought me here at the end of time for you guys. Actually, I was supposed to be here since the beginning of time, but I just didn't want to work for you. I didn't really want to do it. I did what I did my best. I came back and did better in other lives. That's where it's like, damn it, Lilith, just do the job. Oh, come on, I know I don't have to. Yes, you do. You and that swear you know some shit, Lilith. I know how this free will works things. Yeah, and you know it's not going to work, right? Yeah, I know. What's your purpose? He'll tell you when the time is right, when your mind is big enough to accept it. I'd done so much work by the time I got my prophecy. Really? I was already carrying a bunch of spiritual shit and doing real spiritual shit by the time I got my prophecy. For real? Yep, fulfilling a lot of fucking callings. My heart's telling me I had already climbed the mountains. I had done shit. Dude, I never went to the Manitou, and I never did that. Never did any of that. After you know what I mean? When I started fulfilling those callings of things I never did before, I was freeing my soul, and the soul was becoming more powerful. Then I was shown who my soul is and what it was here to do. In moments, though. You know, I got the Lilith first, and then I had to integrate more and more of my past lives. I didn't know what was happening until I got to Melchizedek. And Melchizedek explained this is exactly how it happens. You integrate all your lifetimes into this lifetime. It's very difficult. I've already integrated about 14 of them or something crazy like that. Really? I don't know. Or I'm supposed to. As I say that, what's in here? 14. And some other shit. It's almost gone. I have the gateway, and I literally know 11-7 to be powerful. Those are my numbers. So what's the next one? It's coming right around the corner. 11-17. Let me put this on. Oh my god. What does it smell like? Lilith. I always put Lilith in all my fucking... Oh god, it's goddess. It's so delicious. What do you smell? Lilith. Full moon. Anytime you get some full moon, bro, that's Lilith, bro. It's all God. I'm the most delicious goddess that was ever made. They just kept remaking me because I'm so delicious. It was a real raw version the first time. So that's where that comes from. I don't know. Most people do wake up, you know, and that's where there's these stories. You know, Dolores Cannon. She was doing hypnosis where people were activating their past lives and astral realms. She was putting them to sleep, consciously awake, and then she was finding out what kind of information they were bringing back. She was recording it all of where people went when they went to sleep, which is the theta state. That's what we were supposed to do. The theta. And then I'll let you go. I knew there was something I read in that book that I was like, wasn't I supposed to read on something? What is that? It's a light code. It's a frequency of light. I'm about to show you. We typically only bring these cards out on Sundays, but again, we're in the light. These are frequencies of light. You have to work through all your dark, and that's why I have all of this. I never found dark cards, bro. The dark cards came later. I had all the light guiding me before I ever found dark cards. And that's why my little group of dark cards that I could pull, like I did earlier, dude, I had to go all over the place to find shadow cards, to find how to, you know what I mean, dig in your dirt. What am I looking for? Oh, those are at the bottom of the light cards. There they are. What's on them? The spirit of the wolf. We talked about that earlier with Morgan and Hecate. It's like, you can't have the wolf spirit. That's my spirit. Do you remember being a wolf? Have you ever been incarnated as a bird? Do you know what it is to be in the freaking animal form? Oh, the nature form? An alien form? This is not your form. This is a bad form for you. What was underneath it? The crow. I have to read those before I go. What? The Tarot of the Crow. Really? Yeah. I'm looking for the theta, though. Hold on. This is a very deep card. I'm going to try my hardest not to go into it. Maybe I'll just put it up and we'll read it tomorrow, to be honest. Yeah, that's what we're going to have to do. Why? Because it's on its own. It's a 30-minute teaching if I don't tell you everything about it. And that's like without me telling you what happens when you access it. Where is it? Lion's Gate, Spirit of the Wolf, Seraphim, the Bear, which is the bridge. We talked about that today. Shekinah, Tantra, Archon, Barbello. Where is it? Maybe it's not under Theta. Blessings of Eve, Owl. I might not say, I think it does. And Aura, Perfume of Sophia. Do you hear these? These are like literally Alpha of Alsoni. We talked about that. Ishtar's Lion's Gate. Must be over here, I think. The frequencies like 285. 528 hertz. Theta of Venus. What's Venus? Your heart, the morning star. Think about that.
You can see I'm using it. So go away.
And that's why God was pissed off at the Pharaoh. He called himself the morning star. He put himself above. That's Lucifer. You put yourself above God's most holy. Lucifer was given the name of the morning star. He was God's morning star. He was God's love. God poured his love into that angel, all of his angels. It was nothing but love. But he wanted to power, not love. Not understanding that all that power was in God's love to be so anointed. So on a Friday, that's the day ruled by Venus. We pointed this out. Scorpio is in Venus. Venus is the state of balance. It's the state of love. Yep. Right there. Get through your mind and emotion. Speak your truth from your heart. It's the gateway. So your upper chakras, to be honest. You gotta power them. I went to Vulva, Sadia, 25. I'm gonna just give you the basics, and then we're gonna pick this back up tomorrow. You're gonna have to catch tomorrow's reading, okay? Attune yourself to higher conscious by choosing to access the purest frequency of love within. Acknowledge your lower frequencies such as judgment, fear, doubt, or shame when they arise. And that's what I mean. When the shadows come, when I come in and I start being hateful, when I start being ugly, when I start being negative, bro, when I start being pessimistic or paranoid or just brutally judgmental, you know what I mean? Not understanding, just, you know what I mean? I have to evaluate it. I see that I'm speaking this way and I see that I'm acting this way. Where is it coming from? Why am I triggered? Why am I pouring out negativity? But do not give them a foothold in your heart. You are ready for higher understanding, to see things in a new and more positive light. Allow your inner knowing to guide you in a unique, beautiful, and highly spiritual path. Venus is our morning and evening star. If you know how to recognize them, it's a beautiful star. To see it, I don't know, during the night it's hard to see right about now, but those morning hours are the best. And depending on where you are, I used to watch her. I remember watching the sunset in Arizona, and she was right above me. Her and Jupiter. Really? Best friends. Best friends. You are ready for higher understanding, blah, blah, blah. The stellar goddess and guardian of transitional awareness and higher consciousness of the heart. She is the way shower of light and the fifth dimensional reality, also known as unity consciousness. I'm going to stop there because that's what I was trying to teach you. Deal with your mind and emotions, and you're immediately in the fourth dimension. In your mind and emotions is the spirits. This is the fourth. This is the fifth. This keeps you here until you start using your heart, dealing with your mind and emotions, your heart, and speaking your truth. You can't go any further. See what I mean? And it starts in those upper chakras. It starts in your thoughts. You know what I mean? Your heart starts activating, and now you have to start you have to fight between your thoughts. It's going back and forth. It's energy going from your heart to your head, your heart to your head, your heart to your head, your heart to your head. The only way to alchemize this is through the throat. Otherwise, it's just bouncing back and forth. You're just fighting. Your heart is just fighting your thoughts. In essence, what's happening is your thoughts are fighting your heart. And unless you just speak about what your heart feels and what your thoughts are, you're dying. It's happening right inside of you. It's the divine feminine awakening. The heart wakes up and it's a loud-ass voice that's literally challenging the mind. And the mind is trying to shut the motherfucker up and not let it win. You won't win by this. I'm going to stop on this note. Oh no, I'm supposed to read that card. I'll read it tomorrow. That's what happened. It started with Bobby. My heart wanted him, but I tried to control it completely. And that was just the beginning. My heart kept telling me to do things, and I kept trying to tell it no. But it got the better of me, and that's how I became heart-centered and lost my ego. In essence, you don't want the mind to win. But I've had to, going back to Bobby, I can't change my mind. I've given it all the love that I can give it, but I can't make my mind trust him. That's something I can't do from inside. There's some things you can't change your mind about. It needs help to be changed. It needs things. There's other things I've been able to change my mind. I can control this motherfucker first. It's not really about controlling it. It's just understanding. And that's it. After you understand it, you're like, okay, but can you see it my way? There's some things that you need to prove to your mind. And one thing is, possibly God. My mind knows that God is for real, for real. I was about to put these cards up, but I guess there's no need if I'm going to pull them back out tomorrow. I'll put the other ones away. Your mind needs certainty. It needs to believe it. It needs to see it multiple times to actually believe it, to be honest. And that's where it is. It develops an understanding based on experiences. So based on my experiences, my mind has certain understandings about people like Bobby, Russ, Wolfman. I don't know, it really doesn't judge Kanye at face value, but certain ones that we've seen repeat too many poor behaviors that the mind knows better. Logically speaking, no, you're an idiot and you are dangerous. The heart knows better, and the heart will push it a little bit, but at the same time, you have to keep your knowing. You can't forget what you do know, like I did. You know what I mean? Once you get this understanding, you have to stand on that understanding. Your mind isn't the enemy, although it feels like it is. You're trying to fight it through just your expression of authenticity. It's actually a co-creator. It's actually your defense mechanism. You want it on your side. You don't want to always be at war with your mind. And sometimes I get tired of that because the mind wants, it's the ego, which is the masculine. He wants to be in all control. But at the same time, it's a fucking child. An inner child. So it's like, this is annoying. And I'm the mother trying to mother the shit out of this shit. You two are crazy. What? My masculinity and my inner child? You guys are fucking crazy. Didn't you have a mother in your life? Nope. Well, that explains everything. I do what nobody else does because of that. I teach you what's the most important thing that anybody will ever teach you in your life. And that's to sit with your mind and to sit with your thoughts and your feelings and what to do with them when you sit with them. Everybody else in this world is teaching you how to escape them. How to pretend like they don't exist, how to bury them, how to forget them. I'm teaching you just the opposite, like Carl Jung. No, we're going to open this fucking your mad mind and your broken heart wide open for all to see, so they can have some compassion about what's killing you inside. Don't put it on the radio waves, Russ. Gosh, let it be a choice to know that deepness of you. We didn't need to know that, Kanye. I mean, I appreciate you sharing it, but music isn't the way to share your pain like that. You have to understand there's a different arena for healing. Healing isn't done like that. And in essence, that's not what you're delivering. You're delivering your pain. Now you go back to someone like Marshall Mathers, you're all idolized because he did it so well. You think that you guys can all deliver your hurtful feelings and be, you know, a Grammy Award winning, Oscar winning, spaghetti fucking eating spandex Superman over there. I love you, Marshall Mathers. When they size you up to that, who was Eminem? Oh God. In 20 years from now, they're going to ask us about who you were as a person. Well, listen to his music. Oh my God, what was wrong with that guy? He had a very troubled childhood. Aren't you listening to the words? Did he really kill his wife? Was he really talking about raping people and shit? What was wrong with him? He lived in a dark place of his mind, and people thought that was beautiful art in that time, because we all lived in a dark place of our mind. We all saw things the way he did. Do you still think that way? No, we don't think that way anymore. It was dark days. We had dark feelings. We had dark thoughts. We went through dark experiences. Dark days are gone now, guys. That'll be the future. But what will they tell about you when they play this song, Russ? Or that's my girl. I love the way you take it. Oh, Jesus, are you going to play that at your wedding? What if your children find that song? Wait until the Kardashian kids find out why they're rich and famous. Oh my God, I can't wait to be that kid that tells them, you know why you guys are famous, right? Because you guys sell sex. Everybody says it. You guys are sex workers. Your whole family is famous for sex working. Do you have sex? Can I have sex with you? Except for the men. Nobody wants to fuck them. They become women just to get sexualized. Hey, I love you guys. That's very wrong. Hey, Jesus Christ and all that. God be with you. Later, haters.